on Zach's workshop, we're going to be installing the lifters, and they are comp cam lifters. And why do I like these? Because they make motors sound great. Now, we've been soaking these for about the last week. Because these are hydraulic lifters, you have to have fluid inside them when you put them in. So these have been filling with oil for quite some time, and it's about time to install these. So we have our journal very, very clean. Let me get a close-up. So what we have here is a very trusty bottle of Gatorade. Just joking, this is very thick oil. And what we're going to basically want to do is we just want to coat everything and make sure these are very, very well lubricated while going in, because when this starts up, there's going to be almost no oil up here. Even if we do a couple cranks at the beginning just to get the oil pressure up, it's still not going to put oil where it needs to go right away. Now, you guys might laugh that I'm enjoying sticking my finger in all these crevices, but I am. Go fast parts equals fun times. So what we're going to do is we're basically just going to pull these out. There you go. We're going to make sure that they're very well lubricated. And we're just going to slide them in. There, just like that. And then when they're in, we'll just make sure there's lots of oil inside them again. Now the reason why we're doing this is because these are hydraulic lifters. So you want fluid inside them so that way they're able to actually lift the lifter. Look at that, well lubricated, and you can see this one right here is up on a lobe on the cam and this one's not, so that's why that one's sitting up. So we're to the point right now of rocker arms. So I have all my rocker arms. Now mine is a different design. I don't know for most of you guys, but I've actually seen from other ones where it is not oblonged like my holes. So all I do with these is I just put them on, just like that, center them up, and then I have a coned washer and a nut. So I just throw the coned washer on and the nut. Now what I'll be doing is I'll just be quickly impacting these down, and then I will be setting them to the factory torque specs, and that will be basically it. And we're going to rotate it to make sure we keep the factory torque specs all the way through a couple times and make sure that. So let's get this done and get all these torqued. I don't know if any of you guys have done rocker arms before, but they're actually pretty easy to do. What you do is you make sure they both have play, and now you rotate the motor. Oh, wrong way. You rotate the motor so that you see it go through the strokes. So there's the intake. Now you got to find the exhaust. There's the exhaust. Wait for it to come back down. And now you go one third of a rotation right there. So basically everything's off of these now. Now what you want, see that play? You just want to tighten this down. So that's gone. Just like that. Maybe a little bit more. Just like that. Now you're going to want to do the same to the other one. There. Now once that's both done, do one full rotation. Again, one full rotation. Now those are set. So let's do that for the rest of these. And all we got to do is keep rotating it through and find top dead center basically for every one. So let's keep going. So now that all the rocker arms are done and torqued to spec with our full turn after the play stops, what we're going to do now is we're going to basically get the intake gaskets all set up. We're going to clean the ports for the intake, and we're going to get the intake on this motor, and that's another step done. So let's get started. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to put these seals on. Now they do have little tits and fingers on them, so make sure you put those facing down. A little bit of silicone kind of helps the gasket stay in place, but it's not mandatory. And then just your intake seals. Now each side is pretty much designed for each side, so make sure you put them in the right spots. As I'm struggling apparently because I can't figure this out. Okay, so that goes that way. Boom, just like that. So that puts this side like this. Now the intake manifold gasket will actually sit inside the grooves of the two side gaskets. It's designed to make sure it all intertwines together as one. Let me show you what I mean. You see how these intake manifold gaskets kind of sit in the groove? I don't know if that's the kit I bought, but most of the times when I buy a kit, it does do that. Before you put your intake on, make sure you put your distributor oil pump rod in there. Now how you install this is you just kind of line it up and let her go. Just take a screwdriver, put it down, make sure you feel it engage. Right there, you hear that? There, I can actually feel it turning the oil pump now. So I'm just going to fix the gaskets, and then I'm going to throw on the intake. Now these intakes are quite heavy, so make sure that you're comfortable lifting this. This one's cast. If you get a newer aluminum one, they're much nicer, I guess. Set her down. Distributor goes to the back. Water pump goes to the front. And fucked it all up. So there you go. We got everything put down together. I'm going to throw the bolts in this intake. I'm going to tighten it down. And that's pretty much the whole assembly done. Tomorrow, I think that we're going to paint this. I think we're going to tape it up and paint it. And I'll show you guys what to do and how to do that tomorrow. So thanks for watching Zach's Workshop. Have yourself a great day. See you guys tomorrow. I'm just going to tighten down the intake. Have a good night.